Hi everyone, it's Shalyn. I wanted to show you today a very quick exercise, a tool that you can do that will take apart anxiety. It's what I would think of and what I call an interrupt to those patterns that cause you anxiety or spinning in your mind. But this tool is exceptionally good for the physical sensations that you might have experienced with anxiety or strain or stress. Now, the point of this exercise is to really help you be present, because when you're present, anxiety cannot actually happen easily, because anxiety is not an activity of being present. When you're anxious, you're either projecting into the future or stuck in the past, worrying about something that could happen or something that did. So the point of this is to help bring your brain and body into being present. Now, I combine this with a couple of other things that can help you get control of your mind back and control of where your mind is going. But I want to show you this very simple thing. So it's a bilateral hemispheric stimulation tool. Now, I'm going to credit this to this fantastic, wonderful woman that I did training with, whose name is Melissa Tears. She's an exceptional hypnotherapist and hypnosis trainer. And this is an exercise that she taught us that is so incredibly fast in the way that it works. So I just love to share it with everybody that I can. So here it is. Bilateral hemispheric stimulation tool, basically meaning it's stimulating one hemisphere of the brain after the other in rapid succession. So when you do it, your brain and body becomes very present doing this activity. Now, there's only a handful of things that your conscious mind can keep in its awareness at once. So when you do this activity, it actually will then determine that there is places that it's putting energy or thought that it cannot keep putting energy there while you do this exercise. So it has the feeling of eliminating and releasing those things that you were experiencing before you started doing the exercise. It actually causes some of those feelings to sort of dissolve and dissipate and retreat. So energetically and physically, what you'll notice is that all that sort of just sinks away. So if you get a rise of anxiety, and often people talk about that like a wave that rises up, that it will actually sort of cause it to go the other way and disappear. Now, it's very, very simple. You can use any object whatsoever. So please do not get caught up in needing to have the correct or perfect object for this. I'm going to be using a beautiful crystal ball, which feels very, very good in your hand, and it's a really nice weight. So if you do decide that you want to get something with a bit of weight and something that feels nice and smooth in your hands, because that's just helpful too. Now, again, any object whatsoever will do. So as long as you have something that you can pick up, you can do this, which means anything around you, should you be having anxiety or start to feel anxiety rising up, or what often people, a panic attack coming on, this is so incredibly fast at releasing it. Now, one of the things that I might suggest is that if you notice it rise up, that you ask yourself, if you were to number that feeling that you're starting to experience, with 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, just give it a number on a scale. And the reason for that is that it just gives you a starting point to know where you began, where you were at when you started this exercise, and then where you can actually ultimately end up. So let's say you started at a 7 or 8. You can do this exercise until you get down to a 2, a 1, to a 0, and be done. So, okay, let's just assume I'm having a panic attack, or let's assume I'm starting to feel anxious and I pick up this object. Very, very simply, all you're going to be doing is passing it from hand to hand across the midline of your body, swinging your arms from side to side. So as long as an object is passing the midline of your body, you're engaging one hemisphere of the brain after the other in rapid succession. So as we'll just keep at this, a couple things will likely happen first. One of them already did. Is that at some point it's going to cause you to take a nice big deep breath. And this isn't something you have to make happen, it's just going to happen. Because it's already getting your brain and body to recognize that you're keeping at this activity of passing an object from hand to hand, and there is excess energy going to other things, and for me it was holding energy up here, and it will cause me to release it by taking a big deep breath. Now, another thing that often happens is that as you start to notice relaxation happening, because it will start happening, is that very often it will cause you to start staring at a spot. because that's your brain and body immediately trying to eliminate taking in more stimuli and more information. So when you're staring at one spot, you're not looking around, you're not taking in more information. Sometimes it actually causes you to close your eyes because you start to get really comfortably relaxed. Now, all the while, what you'll be experiencing is that energy of anxiety will slowly just dissipate. Now, if you were spinning on a thought or getting obsessed or caught up, it will slow that down too. So in fact, it's a really good tool for problem solving because it'll calm you down, it'll calm down your mind and your body, and then you can actually think through that thing that you were stuck on much, much more easily. Now I'm already slowing down my speech. It's causing me to think a little bit more about what it is I'm going to say. And my body is already feeling relaxed. So it can work very rapidly. Now, I'm not someone who has anxiety, but I can use it when I get overly emotional, if I get angry, if I get frustrated. Sometimes if I'm just emotional and for no really good reason why, it just helps me calm down so that I can start to ask myself the right questions to get to what the intention is or what the reason is. Now, for people that have insomnia, this is a really fantastic thing to do before you go to bed. It starts to just wind you down, essentially, so that you can slide into bed comfortably with your mind calmer and your body more relaxed already. Now, you can add to this. Now, I have used this other exercise I'm about to tell you about in most of my other videos. But if you add to this by telling your brain where to go, by directing it to focus on something, you actually start to get even more control over your thinking. So I'm going to take a breath and I'm going to send my awareness to my feet. I'm simply going to notice my feet in my boots. I'm just going to notice sensations, how they feel. And now I'm going to send my awareness out to the sounds, all the sounds that I hear. And now I'm going to notice the weight of this ball in my hands, just simply aware of that. Be aware of my voice. I'm going to be aware of my shoulders, top of my head. And you see, as I'm doing this and as I'm directing myself to pay attention to these very real experience, these real sensations that I'm having right now, I am getting control of what my mind is doing because I'm telling it what to pay attention to, which is also stopping it from running off on one of those tangents that I might have been on if I were having anxiety or was overthinking or obsessing. So not only by doing this bilateral stimulation exercise, bilateral hemispheric stimulation exercise, not only am I actively making change happen by simply doing this exercise, but I'm now also adding in where I'm focusing my awareness. So what my thoughts, what my mind is doing. So I'm really gaining control and being in control and being relaxed. So really, really fantastic interrupt to really uncomfortable negative patterns, to heightened emotion, to any form of anxiety or stress. But I also see it as a really wonderful way to intersperse into your day a moment of just being present and calm, like a really nice reset. And I often liken this, when I'm talking to my clients about this, I liken it to emptying a bucket that's under a leaky pipe. Right? Because if you don't empty that bucket under that leak throughout the day, by the end of the day, you've got an overflow, right? It's overfilled and overflowing. So that's very much how a lot of us will feel at the end of the day when we've been doing and rushing and busy, is that we're just wiped at the end of the day. And sometimes we get home and we're frustrated or heightened emotion. So if you do this throughout the day, it's like emptying out that bucket, right? Each time you do this, you're getting yourself calm, you're releasing whatever held energy there may be. You're getting in charge of your thinking and you're emptying out that buildup. So by the end of the day, when you get home, you actually feel really good, that you're feeling pretty even keeled, pretty relaxed and pretty calm. So So this is something that I do for myself all the time. Now, you could do this when you're having a conversation. You could do it, before a meeting if you have anxiety or nervousness about any of those things, because really you could just pick up any object, bottle of water, keys, your phone. Of course, you don't want to drop your phone, so you'll be focused on not dropping your phone, right? Keeping even more focused on doing this. But it might just look like you have a little bit of excess energy, but what you're actually doing is releasing that excess energy, calming down, feeling good. So this is a great pattern interrupt, so that you can begin to redirect yourself to feeling better, because it causes you to feel better, right? So in and of itself, not only does it halt those patterns, but then it immediately redirects you and shows you how to be present, comfortable, relaxed, and calm. So 2 great things in one, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you utilize it, and share it. Share it. Bilateral hemispheric stimulation. All right, I'm going to keep at this and relax for a few more moments, and go try it. And for those of you that have lots of anxiety, you're likely going to notice this is going to change it for you for good. All right, take care, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.